Though is good when you have no egg hitters against you. Right now they do have that jug. That jug actually was such a perfect last pick for RNG. I love it because first and foremost it's a hero that doesn't require a lot of farm, so he's a good partner to that Medusa, and at the same time he's a hero that deals very well with the Phoenix. With that spin, he's strong in the lane versus the Phoenix, and also after the lane you always have that one guy that can take care of the egg first.
So do you agree with, what the panel has been saying? They kind of like the Royal R and, Royal Never Give Up draft just a little bit better just because, the Dusa coming online maybe a bit earlier than that Spectre. Wow, FNG is just going to eat a bunch of hits here. Okay.
Yeah, most certainly, I agree with them. RNG's lineup looks much more solid. I think Gambit, they try to respond to the Darkseer with the Enchantress. It has worked like before, I've seen it happen. We'll see like just how much that Enchantress is going to be able to do versus that Darkseer this time around. And we'll see just how much this Phoenix on Afterlife on this Phoenix is going to be able to do on that offlane. This guy is a really good Phoenix player. There's a reason they picked it up for him. He loves playing this hero. I've seen it multiple times before, but at the same time he's playing versus the Oracle and the Juggernaut. Oracle can already purge your Fire Spirits away, your dive dots, and Jug does not care. He has the spin to work with.
I wonder why they picked it up then, if they have so many ways to kind of counter it.
They
the Jug obviously was the last pick, but you've already got that Oracle, right?
Yeah, Oracle, he's good, but he's not that good. It's all right. But then when you, in conjunction with the Juggernaut, it's really good.
I think Oracle's pretty good considering he's gotten first picked or banned immediately.
I mean, versus the Phoenix. But overall, one of the reasons also why he was first picked this game, or picked, is because there's a Darkseer, so you don't want to have Oracle versus that Darkseer. Gambit, they actually went for the Enchantress instead, and this is going to be a very interesting lane on the top lane.
It's definitely not going to be the most comfortable, I think, for the Hawk.
It's not going to be comfortable for the Hawk, but then I don't know just how much Flyby is going to be able to do without that Iron Shell. You can see he's not using it at all at the moment. Eventually what might just happen is that he goes and creep skips or something similar, but again, it's not easy versus Edge because there is that enchant to work with. Keep in mind though, this Enchantress can scale really well, and there we go, the first blood is right there on the Phoenix.
Must have had a really good route in place, and you already see that Blade Fury has been used.
The problem is he started with Fire Spirits. So when you start off with Fire Spirits on the offlane as a Phoenix, what might happen is that you just get killed instantly as you don't have that dive to work with. You have 0 armor. If they root you, you're just gonna fall. That's exactly what happened there. Earth Spirit should know that if there's Fire Spirits on Phoenix, you can't leave him alone. That's just the way that hero works. Well, they are trying to go for Oracle. He did use that Purge, and he might just fall here. Exactly, he will.
Yeah, Afu just having a bit of a struggle on that lane.
Yeah, they get him. They got him. Because he did use that Purge a little bit way too aggressively there, a little bit too early. Instantly, the roll is there, the follow-up from old Akulich or Afterlife is there, and they get him.
Bit of more of an active game this time around. We saw earlier it was it took a little bit longer, right? I think we got first blood around 4 minutes or so, most of those, but this time
2 minutes in, 2 kills.
That aggressiveness.
10-3 on the Dusa on the mid lane. Kuka does get that ward though, and FO, he should be fine here. 10-1 on him. Once he gets a bracer or two, it's gonna be a little bit easier for him. Setsu isn't gonna be way too troubled by the Kuka, but there are easier lanes for Medusa for sure.
You see Flyby is taking a lot of harass. They actually have a Centaur creep too.
He has to be careful, but there is a Shaker coming, so he should be fine. The problem with the Enchantress, Enchant level 1, is that this creep does not last for long, and if you don't, that's a good stun.
That was a great...
Yeah, but Enchantress should actually be careful here more than that Darkseer, unless Spectre commits.
I think Spectre's thinking about committing. Yeah, there's going to be the enchant, the dagger. Yeah. FNG gets himself a nice kill.
Yeah, that's a good play by the Hawk to be there to help that Enchantress out, to help her with that aggression. And they do get that Darkseer now. He who has struggled already, but now it's even harder as he has died. He didn't have any mana though for Iron Shells, for Surges,
so I guess in that sense it's not the worst thing in the world for him to have to go back to that fountain. But
exactly.
And FNG just gonna grab himself a Troll Summoner over here. We'll have a net. And they'll throw out a Spectral Dagger, just push Lanham back a bit.
Yeah, he's gonna hit him a bit. No, he has that Ensnare already used, so he cannot do a lot more with it. And also this Troll lasts for only 7 more seconds. It's ridiculous just how little the duration is now on these enchanted creeps.
Gosh, remember the days when you could actually like successfully jungle?
You could have 2 creeps and rotate mid with them.
Yes,
And
those
like-
are the days. Speaking of mid, though, there's going to be the roll in over onto Setsu. They'll be able to follow it up with Lanham, though. Throw out that fissure.
Yeah. Also, I do remember the days of Enchantress in which she was completely untouchable because of that first spell. You level it up, you go alone versus 3 heroes, and they can't attack you. They can't right-click you. So some of these nerfs are definitely justified. However, putting a hero in a situation in which she's only useful when she's up against Darkseer is a little bit, you know, like perhaps not the best way to nerf.
Oh, Immersion, he tries to roll out. They'll be able to go, root him into place.
Yeah, but the fissure wasn't there, and
Not
I mean,
quite.
not
It's
quite.
close.
The angle wasn't there, and he gets out.
Very close.
Now they can rotate back bottom. The Phoenix is there. He has no dive. He has no fire spirits. The problem for Phoenix on this lane is that he does not have the cooldowns on that Icarus dive. I mean, it's a very long level 1 cooldown that never goes down. It's 36 seconds. So every time you use it, you have to go a little bit back unless you have some support.
It's definitely one of those spells that if you're not careful, you definitely get punished for using. 5-minute runes are coming up, though. FNG wants to fight flyby here. He's going to keep trading
Afterlife.
some hits, and FNG will be able to grab
Afterlife
it.
might
Afterlife, though, he's got that Icarus dive up. Last little hit. Nope, he's got the Shrine.
That was very, very close there. He does get out, though, and the thing is, though, he's not pressuring this Juggernaut, and he can't really pressure this Juggernaut. That's also a problem. So you're going to have the Phoenix in the jungle, Darkseer also suffering, so these 2 position trees are not having the best time. The question is, which one of these position trees does more with less farm, right?
Right.
And probably the answer is Phoenix, because he needs that egg and levels, and that's about it.
I mean, the other thing, one of the big values of having a Darkseer is just how fast he can usually get a Helmet Dominator online, right?
How fast he can come online, how fast he can start pressuring the map. But right now, that Darkseer has been completely shut down. And
so definitely, you know, the Phoenix has a little bit more in his kit that he can use to put that pressure down.
at the same time, it's much easier for Darkseer to recover. You go to the jungle, as he did earlier. You just use that Iron Shell, you farm a couple of creeps, puff, you're back.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Looks like they're going to allow Lanham to get some levels here in this mid lane as they... Setsu just kind of casually juggling. Immersion walks by, spies him out.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, actually, it's interesting that he went completely to the jungle because he still had 10 CS more than the Kunkka, but I guess they realized, okay, this Shaker is not having a game on the map. Like, there's nothing that he can do, so let's just give him the mid at least, and Duzash is still gonna farm very well in the jungle.
Well, that's the problem with picking these Earthshakers, right? Is that it's their first couple levels, they just feel like they don't do that much if they miss like a fissure or what have you.
Oh yeah, and like the good. Remember that Shaker game when he was just winning top, winning mid? That's because he had heroes that could work with him. This time around, like, you have very passive lanes. The only lane with the kill potential, I believe, is that bottom one with Jug, right? But the other lanes, like, you have a Duza mid. She's not gonna kill anyone. On top lane, you have a Darkseer versus Enchantress. You won't kill anyone without Ion Shell, so it's understandable that Shaker is having a rough time right now.
Throws out the fissure, will block off.
My sprites are with us.
And the Jug is porting top, like he's there, well, after the Duza, most farmed hero in the game, so he goes top. Actually is the most farmed hero in the game. Goes top and pressures the Spectre out of the lane.
Well, there was not much that they could really do to the Jug in the bottom lane. You talked about he had the spin to take off those fire spirits, and
He could have continued farming versus the two of them, don't get me wrong. Like, that lane was completely fine for him. It's the question of, is that where he wants to be? Because he can be pressuring top instead.
a little unlucky with those Omni Slashes. Doesn't quite get enough damage over onto FNG.
Yeah, the Satire took way too many hits, and FNG survives. Now they have the Darkseer on the bottom lane, so they're basically swapping things around a little bit, because if Darkseer is bottom, he's going to be able to farm versus the Phoenix, and on top lane, Juggle also, he's going to do just as well as on the bottom. However, Lanham...
And they have the X, they've got a boat. We're going to pull them right back in again, and that's a kill coming out for Kunkka.
That's a good rotation and a kill. At the
Looks
same
like
time,
he's
4 Braid Bands, 4, not 3, 4 Braid Bands on that Duza in the jungle. He wants to be online very fast, like they want to fight earlier than usual. Duza would.
Well, mid lane, the roll in. Oracle trying to save himself a little bit longer, but the fissure comes through. Lanham here trying to chase them back. We'll get just thrown right back into that torrent. Medusa trying to fight over here with the Skunka. Doesn't quite have enough damage though.
Yeah, uses that Mystic Snakes, takes some of his mana, but just goes back into farming mode. As yeah, the problem of this RNG lineup. Oh, immersion. He might fall here.
He's gonna try to roll himself out, but not gonna be able to.
Yeah, the problem of RNG's lineup right now is that they have no damage. They need items. They need levels, they need items. So even though, like Panel said, yeah, this lineup of RNG, it looks like it has everything. It has, but it needs time. Even with the jug, it definitely does need time to scale, to get there.
Gonna call up those healing sprites over on FNG. There's a lot of damage though coming out from Monet. Needs to be careful. Spectre throws out the warning dagger.
And when you think about Gambit at the same time, they have the damage without anything, just the levels. That's all they need. You need Phoenix, let's say level 7, you need the Earth Spirit level 6, and with the Kunkka boat, you're already able to kill almost anyone on this side of the map. So the game plan for Gambit might be a little bit easier in this mid-game, now after the 10-minute mark. Oh, Darkseer surges straight into Kunkka.
Yeah, there's gonna be the X, the boat. And still has that Earth Spirit there. The swoop in coming out from the Phoenix Torrent, and they'll be able to burn him down. Immersion get a kill.
Just in time for the bounties as well.
Omni Slash did get used in that top lane. He keeps trying to go after FNG, but he's not finding much success.
Yep, he has the spin if he needs it.
The tip comes out too.
Of course you're gonna tip him. Second time he uses that Omni Slash unsuccessfully versus the Enchantress, versus a position 5 Enchantress.
That feels bad. Better luck next time.
But that's partly because he's the only one that's able to make any kills happen.
That's true. It was a good pickup. We don't see a lot of Enchantress anymore.
He's going to try and defend on his own. There's a lot of pressure on this Juggernaut to perform really well. So far he didn't have a lot of luck, and because of these Oh, FNG is actually blocked. Can he port out?
FNG, I don't think he can get himself out in time, Lenham. As the Enchant Totem, Monet will finally
I wonder why he
kill.
stopped porting though. Maybe there was a chance that he ports out, but he moved afterwards, and then you're definitely dead.
I'm surprised we didn't see the tip come out from Monet that time.
Oh yeah.
It's like, finally gotcha.
It's good. So far, Juggernaut, even though those Omni Slashes weren't really on point, he still did defend the top tier 1. Now they get the Enchantress too, and they pressure the tier 1 on the top lane. This is exactly what he has to be doing, and with the drums it's going to be a little bit easier even. The only problem with this Raid Band drums build is he doesn't scale well, but he has Luza for that, so it's fine.
I was about to ask, because we've seen a lot of these strategies where they go a little bit too early. Fissure comes out, the Huck, trying to hide himself in the trees. Monet hot on his tail. Does spot him. Does have the Spectral Dagger up, has Haunt too, if you want to try to use it. We'll use the Dagger though to get away safely.
Yeah, he basically wants to stick around. He doesn't want to lose this tower. He also wants to be farming.
Middle lane, looks like we have a fight breaking out over this tower. We'll be able to use the vacuum, pull them back. X marks the spot though, coming out. We'll be able to hold the Darkseer back.
Phoenix
Fissure,
is coming though.
And they'll take down the tier 1 in the mid.
Yeah, after that, they're just going to farm out this Radiant jungle, as you can see, this circle. They're going to ward it up. The Kunkka is going to be there farming. They're going to play here as 4, while the Spectre is on the top lane defending this tower for as long as possible. Because if the fight breaks out on the bottom lane, that's super easy for Spectre to join in with that Haunt. And with this new build of Soul Ring, well, not so new, but with this Soul Ring build, she's always going to have enough mana to spam out the Spectral Dagger to defend with, and then just Haunt in and help the team out on the bottom lane.
Yeah, the pushing is real right now as they put pressure on that tier 2. Top tower, though, taking down. Bottom lane, we get the egg flyby, having to run himself out. It's going to get slowed down by that stone. They've got the false promise. A lot of these impetus being thrown at him, and they're going to keep trying to heal him up. Afu needs to be careful, though. He's also burning the roll forward. Coming out here, they'll be able to pop, and Afu also going to get taken out.
Jug is porting in. Can he get the counter kill? He does have that Omni Slash.
He's got the Omni Slash. Isn't going to be able to finish off Immersion, though. Avanin going to take a lot of that damage, and now Monet has to run himself out.
Man, he's really unlucky. Every single time he Omni Slashes, he just goes on to the wrong target, and he doesn't finish off the target that he wanted to kill.
He didn't make enough sacrifices to Gaben, clearly. Lanham finds himself a bird. Be able to put out a little pressure onto Afterlife. Not enough to take him out.
And he also has the dive there, so he was in little to no pressure there to just dive out and survive.
So far, Gambit playing all the right moves.
It's easier for them. They're playing the right moves because their draft allows them to. When you look at this RNG's lineup, it's still not there. They're still not ready. They basically have to wait for this Medusa to find the real farm that's going to allow her to dish out that massive amounts of damage in these fights. And you can see they're also not itemizing in any offensive way. Darkseer isn't going for that Dominator. Instead, he's going for the straight mech. Earthshaker is going for Aghanims with Tranquil Soul Ring. So they need time. The question is, when that time comes, are they actually going to be able to fight against all the power of Gambit if they're just free farming with, let's say, the Huck? There is a haste, however. Fissure. Oh, he's blocked on the other side.
No. A little bit of bad luck for him, and already see the TPs coming out from the shrine. Hoping maybe they can get a catch here. But
With the haste, with the surge, see you later,
Probably not.
guys. Yeah,
no.
they're just fine.
My question to you is the fact that, so the Darkseer had a really terrible lane, right? And they have...
It was hard, yeah, but he could recover in the jungle. Yeah.
They have an Enchantress too. Is it even worth it for him to have gone for the Helm of the Dominator?
That's a really good point. Actually, it isn't. Helm of the Dominator versus Enchantress is a bad option.
Right.
Like, I've seen teams, like when Enchantress was picked a lot, they would go for Helm of Dominator and then it would just backfire. So
Right.
You're completely right, because Enchantress also has just a 10-second cooldown on that.
You get a Fissure out in the bottom lane. They'll be able to go root up this Earth Spirit. He'll get burnt down. Top lane, though, we're also going to lose Flyby as they use the egg and the wall.
Yeah, the wall was used against them, but the egg just helping them out there to kill the Darkseer. These eggs have been used very aggressively so far by the Phoenix.
I like it.
Yeah, he has level 10, he has the gold per minute talent. Plate mail going towards that Shiva's. Perhaps Halberd wouldn't be that bad in this situation either, but Shiva's guard is also very good. Top lane Catapult has been enchanted, so the tower is going to fall very fast.
Do you see a TP coming out from the jug, though? They want to try to get the denial off, which they'll find.
Yeah, they're just buying time. They're just trying to defend themselves as long as possible. They need at least this Manta on Medusa. But yeah, Gambit doesn't care. They're happy with that. They have the Kunkka, they have the Spectre. They are farming really well.
I just feel like there's so much pressure on this jug, and he's not been lucky enough to really start to snowball the way that he really needs to.
He wasn't lucky with the spins, with the Omni Slash, but at the same time, he did control the pace of the game. He didn't let Gambit roll out of control. Every time Enchantress is pushing somewhere, he ports in, he spins, he just makes them go away. That's it. He defends the tower. Like, they don't have to die. As long as they go away, that's enough for him.
All right. He's playing the gatekeeper, I guess.
Pretty much.
Let's see, what does our Medusa have now? She's got 4 Wraith Bands, Yasha, and the Power Treads.
Oh.
Starting.
Afu.
Fu trying to run himself out. These Impetus are very long distance. Not going to be able to slow him down, though. This Torrent will connect on the Medusa.
Yeah. So that Dusa right now with the Manta is able also to defend a little bit, because she isn't afraid of just being silenced and picked off in a matter of seconds, as she can get rid of the silence with the Manta, then use the ulti, run away.
Smoke coming out from the side of Gambit.
Yeah, they want to fight.
And they've got egg up. Every time the egg is up, it seems like Afterlife's wanting
And
to go.
it's a level 2 egg. It's much easier to use that egg from now on.
They're pretty good with landing those Flyer Spirits, too.
Like, they see the Oracle, they see the Medusa, they have a perfect ward on the mid lane, and they might wrap around now.
This Pincer Ring looks good. You see the Enchantress will go.
Everyone is here, though, for the side of RNG.
It's going to be the Stomp opening up with the X and the boat. Silence being thrown out. Lanham's not going to be able to get in there quite as quickly, and there's going to be a very nice egg getting dropped with the Haunt. The Stone Gaze comes out. They should be able to go and take down this egg. It's going to pop. They've got the pull back now over onto Immersion, followed up with a beautiful Fissure. Should be able to get a kill on the Earthshaker as well. The body blocks. He's going to try to get the denial off from Roche. Will Roshan help him out? No.
They get the tier 1 and a really good team fight. I expected that egg not to pop. That was such a good egg in a good position on the high ground, where they don't... Well, they did have that ward to see it, but they had to run uphill to hit it. However, it doesn't matter that it's a level 2 egg. Like, if there's 3 heroes hitting it, even with the Fire Spirits, it's still gonna fall. You need some sort of a follow-up. You need some sort of a save. Like, at least the Earth Spirit to roll in, to stun one target. It didn't happen. That egg falls, and after that, the fight is just done. You can't fight them anymore.
And I think also the Stone Gaze played a big part of that as well. They weren't able to go and rally around it. And it was kind of just saying like, all right, well, you're on your own, Phoenix.
Yeah, Earth Spirit got Stone Gazed on one side. On the other side, Jug used the Omni Slash on Kunkka, which didn't really do a lot. Didn't even scratch him like he was on 80% HP, but it did prevent him because of that diffusal from casting anything further. And yeah, he couldn't help out his teammates.
Is now the time that they try to make some moves down to Hawk because they know that the Haunt is down? Haunt and Egg, right? And you still have the Echo Slam.
You can farm, but you can also just move around this Duza and continue pushing. Because, as you said, there's no Egg, there's literally little Gambit can do at the moment.
Get that BKB picked up for Kunkka. It's going to make things a lot more difficult.
The game is gonna slow down a little bit now, as we see Duza just going back into the farming patterns, and on the side of Gambit they're gonna wait for this Haunt, and that's another minute. They don't really want to fight without that Haunt. Even with it last fight, it didn't really go well, so...
Well, I certainly scared Monet down here on the bottom lane. He actually pops those drums to ensure that he can run away from Immersion and Aphanine.
So, two big items are coming up. Spectre is getting that Manta anytime now, and Kunkka also has that BKB now ready for the next fight. So, with it, they can definitely look to take a good fight on the side of Gambit. At the same time, there's a Midas on Phoenix, you have a Spectre, you're in no rush. You don't have to just take these fights instantly. Even if you're playing versus a Duza, you have a really, really strong lineup versus her. Specifically, talking about Phoenix, as levels go by, as he gets Sunray leveled up, if he gets that talent for Sunray, he can obliterate Medusa later on. It doesn't matter how many items she's got. If she doesn't get the BKB, Phoenix is actually really strong versus her.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
There was a time in which you used to build Etherlance on Phoenix and you would max out Sunray. It was for heals, but it was also for damage. He has spin. He doesn't die here, I believe. He just spins out, yeah. You would itemize for damage and also for heal, but whenever you're playing versus a Duza, if you get that Tetherlance and you just burn her from distance, it doesn't matter how fat she is. It doesn't matter that she has the mana shield. She just falls.
Definitely a good point. Do you see TPs coming out, though, for the top lane? Looks like Medusa going to have to walk away. Has backup, though, of course. Why buy?
Yeah, but everyone just ported 5 of them on Gambit. They want to catch someone, and they do.
Well,
they call
do.
the Darkseer.
Surges himself up, but it's not going to matter too much, although that's a nice save coming out from Afu.
Yeah, they want to bait them up. They want to take them where they want to fight, next to the high ground, but next to the shrine. But Jug is there already. And you can see the hesitation. They did catch the Darkseer, but what next? Like, you can't just run into Darkseer Duza. They're going to follow up with Vault. They're going to follow up with Vacuum. Stone Gaze is going to be there, and you're going to be just done.
And they know that the shrine is down. They had a ward. Oh, the BKB is going to get revealed from Kunkka. He doesn't want to go in on this.
He has to run now, though. If you use that BKB the way you did, right? Just get out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top lane tower, however, can't really get out. He can't run, and it's going to fall.
Top tower has fallen.
And still more breathing room for Dahak, though. He's able to just push out the bottom wave, continue to farm, waiting for that opportune moment to come in for the Haunt.
Yep, but they're going to go to Rosh. And now it's on Gambit to respond to this, because they do have a really strong Rosh potential, and they smoke up instantly. They go towards it. I believe Phoenix is going to run towards Rosh now too. And you have the Haunt to follow up.
I would say that'd be a great idea. Yeah, already Afterlife's making his way over. They do have wards in their jungle, though.
They can use the Torrent to scout it out as well. And yeah, the RNG, they just realize, okay guys, this is a little bit too much. Let's get back a little bit. We need to smoke up. We need to get a pick off or two first before we go and do something as big as Roshan.
I mean, it's not like they lack in team fight, but it's still just a little bit too risky, I think. It's a little too close together.
They don't lack team fight, but you're fighting into the pit versus an egg. And you're fighting into the pit versus Earth Spirit Kunkka. It's very problematic. If you get caught, that egg is going to be placed on the other side of the Rosh pit, perhaps. You won't be able to hit it. Suddenly, like, you just die. You just
with
burn.
the amount of chaos that they can create, too, with the Spectre Haunt, it does be a big problem for them. When you're trying to hit an egg, and there's just so many other things. Look, the Haunt down here, he's going to eat an entire Omni Slash to the face. Still alive, though. Pops the Manta, is going to try to run himself back. Throws out the Spectral Dagger.
There's no fissure for 5 more seconds, so he should be able to get out with that port.
There's the port.
Yeah, they try to
And he's
vacuum
out.
him, but yeah, he's in a different position and he ports out. Yeah, Omni Slash used again, and
This
without
has been
any
the most
effect.
unlucky Juggernaut I think I've
Yeah,
seen.
Monet is just having, I don't know, these slashes are just not working out for him. Right, when it comes to items, Afo is getting closer to that Daedalus. Immersion, just 2 bracers tanked up super hard, and there's a Shiva's Guard into Radiance on Phoenix.
That's definitely a different build.
It especially is, considering you have a Spectre on your team. However, that Spectre versus Duza, you usually want to get that Diffusal, right?
Right.
Diffusal, Basher, Manta, that's the usual build versus the Medusa. So it's understandable that someone else can get the Radiance. Not the biggest fan of Radiance on Phoenix, but in this kind of a game, it's good. It's all right.
Well, I mean, also, it's a little bit easier for Phoenix to get this because it has that Hand of Midas and plus the 90 gold
Oh,
in it
yeah.
talent. So it's going to be able to get it in a decent amount of time.
These gold talents are... Oh, Earth
Mid
Spirit,
lane,
Immersion.
yeah, the Earth Spirit Immersion. Is that Magnetize? The Silence will just try to go, purge it off. There's going to be the Haunt coming through, though. The dive coming out from Phoenix. Beautiful egg coming out. They've got that BKB again over on Afterlife. They'll be able to take down FNG. There's going to be a big boat being thrown in that Phoenix egg. Going to pop, though. They'll turn back around. Immersion trying. Looks like Kunkuk. Is he going to be able to move himself away? Already the Spectre has disengaged. It looks like we are going to lose this Kunkuk, although the Oracle trying to keep him right there disarmed, and they'll find the kill.
Did anyone die there? Like I mean, on the side of RNG.
Royal, no.
No, and it was Gambit that initiated there. It was Gambit that tried to, but that Duza is standing next to that tag, just hitting it, ignoring everything else around her, and she still has 100% HP. Yeah, she lost some mana, but...
Oh, and they find another cleanup kill. This Phoenix has the Icarus dive. I think he's...
Oh, he's
but
caught.
Chantiona, they've got him. Can he get himself up to the high ground? He's going to have to use that Sun Ray to move himself out.
Yeah, at least that was a good escape for him, but you're giving away the first ages to this Duza with the Skadi. I believe it's going to be her that takes it. After that, they can either decide to push behind her or just let her farm some more, get that butterfly first. This is problematic for Gambit. If they maybe fought around that Rosh pit or around some big objective, it would have been a little bit easier for them. But they decided to fight around that mid area in which you can't really pincer them, you can't really catch too many heroes with your big ultimates.
It looks like right now they're just going to focus on shoving out these waves. You've got Lanam waiting nearby. He's going for the Axe, which will be good to get him into the
He's
sky
getting closer, right? 500 gold more and he's gonna have it.
And on the flip side of things too, this Phoenix getting closer and closer to that Sacred Relic.
3k gold on the Phoenix. Talent did he go for? I see some Phoenixes go for the 500 HP. It's alright sometimes when you're worried about dying early on, but in this kind of a game you definitely need the damage, not the HP.
Smoke coming out from the side of RNG. Make their way down. We'll find FNG. Monet chasing after him. We'll be able to finally clean up a kill on that Enchantress.
And you didn't need an Omni Slash for that kill either. Just the two hits, 1 crit, and that Enchantress is gone. That's the problem with this position 5 Enchantress. This is a full position 5. Like, there are some heroes that can kind of scale from 5, like we saw Kotl earlier, right? But Enchantress, if she's a 5, she's a 5, that's it. If she's buying wards all the time, she can't scale. It's very difficult, and...
Definitely not using her to her full potential.
Dire's bottom tower.
Bottom tower will get taken down, and that's the Daedalus completed now for Kunkka.
Mjolnir is up on the Juggernaut, however. They have almost a full butterfly on the Duza, and I believe they can just pressure this high ground right now.
All right, the TPs are coming home.
There is the Daedalus, but just how much can he do with it?
Phoenix trying to slow them down just a little bit. Oh, and the butterfly gets picked up for Setsu.
Yeah, you can see, this is your casual Medusa gaming right now. Duza sitting on the high ground, everyone else 5 meters behind, just chilling, not really caring way too much.
She's so tanky. She does get separated, but look at the damage that Kunkka takes during all of that. If it wasn't for the axe, I think she might have been able to finish him off.
The tower falls, and look at this. This is just
what can they do?
demoralizing, yeah. Like he's actually moving deeper and deeper into that dire base. Spectre is, like the Hawk is giving his best. He's trying to split push, but he just does not.
Spectre.
He's a Spectre. He just doesn't push fast enough. FO is being omni-slashed.
Yeah, are they going to be able to finish him off, though, is the question. Torrent comes out. There's going to be the Haunt coming out from Spectre. Does a decent amount of damage. The Echo Slam coming out on the back end, though. Looks like Alanum going to be able to take out FNG. The roll forward again. They're going to have to use it on the Oracle here as he's trying to keep himself alive. Immersion going to try to roll himself away. And now the Phoenix looks like he's going to get stunned up by the Fissure. They'll find another kill. Setsu is dominating.
They need to kill that healing board somehow. Like, first and foremost, you need to get... Oh, you need to
And
write
they called it
GG.
GG.
You just write
had
GG and
enough.
that's it, yeah. Even though Gambit had a really good start, they had the heroes that had that early game potential.